You are on this very planet that Chukwokika Biafra created to his glory. We welcome you to another explosive exposition of the very fraudulent contraption, the very diseased abomination that the British created for the enslavement of the children of light. We have come to destroy. We have come to render asunder. We have come to decimate that very tower of darkness, that very zoological republic, that very cesspit of iniquity and of evil. We have come that the blind may see. We have come that the deaf may hear. We have come that even those who through no fault of theirs, but as a result of having subjected themselves to a very disastrous educational system in the zoo, they have become stupid. Here we have come to enlighten and to educate, without any apologies to anybody, without mincing words, without fear before our enemies, determined and resolute, indestructible, and the precipitous collapse of the zoo is inevitable, absolutely inevitable. The devil may try all it can. Those who go before them to peddle falsehood, those who go to work for them, those who are the workers of darkness and of iniquity, we can assure them that we are resolute, we are determined, and there is nothing anybody can do to stop this very invade as many times as you like, kill as many people as you like, propagate falsehood after falsehood as many times as you like, buy up every media space in the zoo, go and connive with people in the diplomatic circles abroad, eyebrow consultancy firm in the world, select some diplomats in the zoo and bribe them. Select those you send to the key countries around the world. None of these things you're doing is capable of stopping us. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you write. It doesn't matter the type of chatter you have behind our backs. All those things you're doing is a complete and utter waste of time, because Biafra must come. There is nothing anybody can do about it. That is why we preach this gospel. That is why we propagate this very message of redemption. That is why Elohim said that Biafra will come. You will not fire a bullet, but Biafra will come. Because Chukwokika Biafra has gone before us. And you will hear what will happen to the zoo in weeks and months to come. This is 1 year, 2020. They will never, ever, ever in their lives forget. It does not matter what the enemy does, is irrelevant. Buy over Twitter, buy over Facebook, bribe the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, bribe the US Ambassador to Nigeria, Department in America. But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you, that they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond, to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. They will buy some of you over. The spirit of Oba Biasika and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we are doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in 1 trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwuokike Abiama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora-Eri, the same God of Owe-Eri, the same God of Arochukwu, not to be nobody, the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
We have tried to live in Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problems reoccurring. Perhaps the time has come to revisit the very foundations of Nigeria.
Well, what you must know is that Nnamdi Kanu is being held hostage on behalf of the famed unity of Nigeria. That's what it's all about. It's as simple as that. If you mention his name in certain circles, they don't want to hear it because they feel like he threatens the real estate called Nigeria. And his Igbo makes it worse because Nigeria's DNA hates the Igbo for attempting, in the 60s and, towards the end of the 70s, to leave a country they said is no longer favorable to their existence. But I keep saying, and I will repeat here again, is there any Nigerian out there in their majority who has not mentally seceded from Nigeria? Not many. That's why people are living in droves. Each time you get on a plane leaving this country is full, each time it's coming back, probably full too, but it is those who are coming back to pack their things that are coming back. That's the way I describe it. Well, what you must know is that Nnamdi Kanu is being held hostage on behalf of the famed unity of Nigeria. That's what it's all about. It's as simple as that. If you mention his name in certain circles, they don't want to hear it because they feel like he threatens the real estate called Nigeria. And his Igbo makes it worse because Nigeria's DNA hates the Igbo for attempting, in the 60s and, towards the end of the 70s, to leave a country they said is no longer favorable to their existence. But I keep saying, and I will repeat here again, is there any Nigerian out there in their majority who has not mentally seceded from Nigeria? Not many. That's why people are living in droves. Each time you get on a plane leaving this country is full, each time it's coming back, probably full too, but it is those who are coming back to pack their things that are coming back. That's the way I describe it. But the truth is that Nnamdi Kanu has been held hostage. He was abducted from Kenya, extraordinary rendition. The fact that his kidnapped from Kenya could not be explained shows that any judicial pronouncement or processes after that is null and void. You cannot go and kidnap somebody and bring them before a court. And the courts have made it very clear, even up to the Supreme Court, that he did not jump bail. It was the military that went to his house to kill people, and then he escaped. And now you have brought him back, you ought to respect and restore his bail. That's what I told his lawyers. Why are you applying for bail again? Because the Supreme Court made all the pronouncements except releasing him. And I think it was because they were afraid. And that's why I said he's a hostage to this country. And like you rightly said, there are other people who have made even more egregious pronouncements and fought and carried arms in this country. And you have not treated them the same way because they're not Nnamdi Kanu's, their name don't sound East. And I'm not here to fetish being able. But the reality is that they are not treated fairly. And Nnamdi Kanu is part of the reason why that is clear to everybody.
Right.
And by the way, I must also reveal here that there are some Igbo elites who are behind this. You know, whenever there's a crime of conspiracy against freedom fighters, there are people inside and outside who are working together.
Nigeria is an evil entity, very, very satanic. You want to change the narrative. It's IPOB, they're the aggressors. I saw some women, was it yesterday? Give them their Biafra. We don't want to die. Look at murderers calling other people murderers. Can you believe such nonsense? The Fulani leaders, you cannot win. You cannot defeat IPOB. You people were the ones that established many terror organizations in Nigeria in a bid to overwhelm the country and take over the territories for your Fulani people. IPOB became a stumbling block to that very janjaweed expansionist tendency. True or false? Am I lying? You were ruling Nigeria before, doing everything you like, controlling NMPC, controlling the seaport, customs, everywhere you ever. Now, finally, because you felt that you subdued everybody else, now you can now march on with your foot soldiers into the east, because you've taken over Yoruba land. Of course, I know that very well. You came and we said, no, you can't come into this land to take it. Come and do your business and go. You said no. Now, because we defeated Mietiala, you now brought in police and army with official uniform, official badge to come and kill people. And I also want to remind Twitter, because they're listening. Twitter, please. Do you know that in the Nigerian army and police, there are terrorists there? Are you aware that Nigeria actively recruited terrorists, killers and murderers and rapists, and gave them army and police uniforms? Are you aware of that? How can anybody, Yoruba journalists, how can you people in your infantile stupidity refer to Nigeria as having an army or Nigeria police? Or where are those terrorists that they conscripted into the Nigerian army and Nigerian police? Where are they? People without shame, where are they? I'm asking you. Fulani, you want to change the narrative? Of course not. They want to put the blame of insecurity in Nigeria on IPOB. Can you believe that? Can you believe these people? Can you believe them? Can you believe these people? And luckily, as God will have it, they are slaughtering themselves in the north. But IPOB securing the east are the ones to be blamed for the insecurity in the east. There is a clip I want everybody to play, please. Who opposed them opened his mouth and said, I invited the army to come into Olo. There was nothing happening. Fulani, who opposed them gave Fulani land in Olo to do Ruga, Fulani settlement. And we said no. We drove the Fulani murderers and terrorists away. Who opposed them now invited his friends, his masters from the north, to bring in their army and heavy machinery into Olu to kill us. That was how all these things started. All of you have forgotten. My black people in this UG, black, you have all forgotten the Genesis. The same way that all of you that are blaming Boko Haram is a terrorist group, Boko Haram, what they're doing. But when Nigerian police were busy killing their leader and killing everybody else, all of you were just there drinking Fradununu. Or doing betting on Chelsea versus Man U, or Liverpool versus Man City. Nigeria army and police will go out and commit atrocity upon atrocity. All of you will be there, you keep quiet. Any day, those people out of anger rise up and retaliate. All of you baboons and monkeys will start writing rubbish. Do you know why? Because you have no conscience, you have no soul, you're a black person, you are the embodiment of evil. Is the truth. I don't care who bans whoever or whatever, I don't give a toss. I must preach the truth. Black people are wicked. By nature, very wicked people. That is why you forget the atrocities that your police and your army always commit. You forget. In a twinkle of an eye, you forget. Our army, our police. Now listen to me very carefully, please. You are blaming ESN, whereas it is the same Fulani terrorists masquerading as headsmen that are responsible for orchestrating all the insecurity in and around Nigeria. Fulani, you have Boko Haram. Fulani, talking about insecurity in the east. Hey. Whereas 91 people were slaughtered yesterday. Yesterday, they were killed yesterday. You have the guts. You people have no shame. You have the guts to stand up and be talking about insecurity in the east. And you're a senator from Kebbi State or Kebbi, whatever they call it. And 91 of your constituents were slaughtered. You didn't see it. You are talking about East. Fulani, who formed Boko Haram. Fulani, who formed ISIS in West Africa province, ISWAP. Fulani, who formed Mieti Yala. Fulani, who formed Ansar. Fulani, who formed these headsmen and bandits you claim are foreign. Fulani, who brought out murderers and killers and terrorists from prison and gave them military and police uniforms. It is you people. You have now spread them around the country, causing mayhem, abducting people from schools. These are the same play. Hi, these people, Fulani, you think everybody's as stupid as you are? You go, you kidnap students from their schools in the north, you get ransom, you buy more arms, you embolden yourselves. You have the guts to conduct a live press conference talking about insecurity in the East. Don't people have shame? Anyway, you don't. Who are the bandits, or should I say terrorists, taking hostages of school children and demanding ransom? Are they not Mieti Yala, Mieti, the chief negotiator? Who are the people destroying farms, raping and killing their victims daily around Nigeria? Fulani. Fulani. You know what? How they manage to convince some of you is what I find astonishing, despite the overwhelming evidence. How they
The foundation for the liberation and independence of Biafra has been laid by this government, and it is very, very strong. We build this particular foundation of the liberation on solid rock. Are you not seeing it? We are not shaking. I am standing very, very strong, making sure that I'm taking the bullet that they are firing at Biafra people, because their target is you. They believe that once they take Mazen Amdekan out of the way, they will come for all of you. That is exactly what is happening in other parts of Nigeria, because nobody is there to stand on the way for them. And they are annihilating people, killing them, sending them to IDP camp. I told them, you see this face, okay, deceive very well. To deceive you. The momentum of the Biafra liberation today have necessitated all the discussion you see. Everybody is talking. Release Mazen Amdekan. Why are they keeping him? Some of them claim that he was not fighting the way I'm fighting, but you kidnap him. Some of them are now addressing him as a gentleman. But you went and they kidnapped a gentleman. They say, oh, he's more reasonable. He's not, but you kidnapped him. What were you thinking? All of them contributed money. When Mazen Amdekan was speaking, it was their headache. They couldn't sleep every day. Oh, Mazen Amdekan, he's destroying Alibo. Oh, Mazen Amdekan, he's doing this, he's doing that. Today, Mazen Amdekan is no longer destroying Alibo. Mazen Amdekan is no longer causing problem. Mazen Amdekan is no longer is the good man. Is the only man now that is very reasonable. And I have not even started. Because you see what Agaku Nigeria Igwe. Agaku Nigeria Igwe. And you know the next level is by taking all their terrorist barracks, taking all the government houses. That is the next level we will go. Because it is part of the defense of our land. These places are places where the attack against our people are being planned.
anyị fe arụsị anyị wee na-efe arụsị iwe were iwe gị na ọnụma gị wee bịa leta anyị ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị kunie ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị niile n'iyi okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị bụ ka anyị kpọkụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọbụla anyị mara aka n'ime ha si maka ha aga n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri ọhịa nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm juru ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwuo ekwesịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwuo ekwesịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi wee hụ ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizọba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro dị na anyị bụ ụmụ gị bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ajọ ihe bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ bịa ka iwe dịtụ ozu ọ bụ ọkọwa mgbe emilere Goliat Chineke nna nke igwe wee memiri Fero sikwa otu a mee ka Fero bụ ọgụzọ n'ihu ụmụ ndị IPOB ka o wee taa akọpụ iguni ọtọ ọzọ ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ ọ bụgụ nwa bụ ekegere n'igwe n'ụwa onye ọbụla kere gị nweghị mmalite nweghị ọgwụgwụ kama anyị onwe anyị bụ anọkpa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama marakwa na okwu gị na-anọgide gị ego mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka iwe mee ka ebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu nke abịa ma
He did me something in my case. I accused him. He was conscious official. I asked him to accuse himself. Why did the chief judge not insist I was right? He left my case.
Okay, listen. If anybody is not happy with this, which is you, then you need to go and
No, I cannot. Because I have a court order. I have a court order. You have accused yourself. I have a court order. Anybody who disagrees with this order of court, go to appeal court. That's what you tell me all the time. You are conscious official. You cannot preside over this case number again. Not in this life. You cannot. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. A woman here cannot force this court to preside on my case. You cannot. Not today, not till forever. You are recused and you stand recused. Tell the chief judge, not the kind of said, go on appeal. I recused him from my case. The state recused Justice Adema from my case. I did not insist Adema must hear my case. I never insisted. So why must you insist to hear my case? I don't want you in my case. I don't need you in my case. You are biased. You are biased. You cannot be in my case. A woman should do the right thing. A chairman of the board of Benjamin's constitution is impropriety. Nowhere in the world is such nonsense done. You cannot be hobnobbing with lawyers, hobnobbing with justices, and you're proceeding a case. It's shameful. Absolutely shameful. Shameful. This is not a court of law. This is a shrine to injustice. And I will not subject myself to it. You stand recused and you must leave my case. You cannot try me. This man is not paying attention. There is an order of recusal. And he's a senior advocate, for goodness sake. There's an order of recusal. Is that not the rule of law? The law says if you disagree with this, you go and appeal. You are a grown-up man. Because of 300 million, you're behaving like a child. Go and appeal. Because of money. Because of money they're paying you from ATM's office, you are here standing and smoking evil. Because of money. A grown-up man like you, you say you have to want to behave like a man of honor. The rule of law says you go and appeal. His lordship Peter, you go and try my case. Not on this planet Earth, I'm telling you that now. So stop wasting your time.
So that, I said, the view of the past, that American has indicated that he will not make a formal application and apply that the Washington was a simply day for hearing.
You are not well. You are not well. I'm telling you, this is God Almighty not well. This is an order of God. An order of God says Justice Beta Nyako is recused. An order of God. Order she made as an order. The same Chief Justice writing the stupid memo he's writing. I recused him. He was functus official. He sat on appeal. I took him to NJC. I recused him. Why did he not say I must sit on your case? Why in the case of his lordship is he insisting? He wants to embarrass her. He wants to embarrass your lordship by asking her to come and sit on this case. Is that what you're saying? There's an order of, give it to him. He doesn't have it. Give him an order of court. It's an order of court. Give it to him. He doesn't have it. An order. Give it. He doesn't have it. It's an order of court. It's an order of court.
I ask your permission to address you. But let me tell the defendants that in every sin land, there's need for wisdom. And wisdom is very important in this matter.
And telling lies.
It is not right for you to be insulting the teacher.
If you insult yourself, I will insult you. If you have no respect for yourself, I will insult you. Because people are turning the law. When it comes to Nnamdi Kanu, you turn the law upside down. The law says one thing. If the law says this paper is white, when I go to court, they say it's black. When I say it's black, they say it's white. Is that law? I'm asking you, a senior advocate of Nigeria, is that law? It's the memo from Chief Judge. Is memo from Chief Judge sufficient to set aside a court order? The answer is no. Why do you want to change the law in my own case? His Lordship, Justice Netanyahu, stand recused in my case. Cannot try me. Why don't you get it? Giving you definitely get for trial so you can do your mathematics you always do. People without shame. I have here before me for the benefit of Chief Awomolo because it seems he doesn't know the law. So I will tell him, this is national judicial policy of this country. Please give them a copy each. National judicial policy of Nigeria, national judicial policy. I will tell you what it says. Because you don't know, I will tell you. Talking about memo from the Chief Judge of the High Court. Judicial policy of Nigeria, 1C. I'm reading. Verbatim. In the performance of judicial functions, the judge is subject only to the law and must only consider the law. The rule of law in every common law jurisdiction in the world is that once an order of court is entered, the only way to set it aside is by going on appeal. That's the rule of law. But it's an advocate, you don't know. I will go to see. A judge must not take or attempt to take orders or instructions of any kind from anyone, even the chief judge, from anybody that may influence his decisions in the performance of judicial function. It means that his lordship, having entered an order of court, a decision between myself and her.
Good evening. Good evening, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world. I welcome you to this program on this platform, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. I welcome you in the name of Chukwu Okikabema Promihenine. And as I welcome you, I want you to welcome others. Welcome your friends, your family, your neighbors, and all of us of freedom who reside with you or around you, as the case may be. I thank you for being part of this program. I thank you for joining us. I want you, as you are joining us this evening, to do us good to share this program. Share the program in all your platforms. Share it in your Facebook page, in your Twitter page, in your YouTube page, in your WhatsApp group, and everywhere you could ever think of. Share the program. Like and comment on the program this evening. We welcome you. As always, we can never take your company for granted. It is highly valued, and we shall continue to value your company. So I thank you, and we are happy that you are here this evening seated to watch, or rather to listen to us as we go on and unpack whatever we have in stock for you this evening. As you know, in this platform, we are not here for propaganda, neither are we here for saga, neither are we here for gossips. We are not here for all that. The reason we are here is to preach the gospel of truth, both in truth, in spirit. We are not in competition with anybody. We are only here to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. So as you joining us this evening, I want you to understand that we meant business when we said that we are here to speak the truth. We do not spare anything. We expose evil wherever we see one. We go on to bring to your attention every new development within the Biafra agitation and in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We also like to tell you every new development, pleasant ones and unpleasant ones, and also to reveal to you the events happening both in Biafra land and the entirety of the Zoological Republic, Nigeria. So as you are joining us, as I have said, share the program and like the program, comment if there is anything that you think you want to contribute on this, our topic this evening. And should in case this is your first time being in this platform, on this platform, this is IPOB Western Cape Media TV. Here, we speak nothing but the truth. We are without fear of evil. We are fearless before our enemies. We are not here to represent any individual. We are here to represent and to defend our fatherland, Biafra. Because for us, it is Biafra today, tomorrow, and forever. If you are offended by our result, we have no apologies for that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, worldwide, and his position is incontestable. IPOB is here to restore Biafra, and we are not going to be swayed until Biafra is restored. We welcome you to this evening program, and we say to you, may Chukwu Abema bless you. And this is IPOB Western Cape saying it the way it is, fearlessly, because truth, like I have stated, is our hallmark. And we always say it without fear, without favor, without mincing words. We are here to defend Biafra. we are here to protect Biafra. If you want to know how serious and how jealous we are, go to our Twitter page and follow event. It is hot. We are giving it to the enemies. Woto. I want you to know that this evening we are live on our platforms. Not necessarily in all our platforms, because Facebook exceptional. We are not live on Facebook. We are, as always, restricted by them without doing nothing, only preaching this gospel the way we do. But we are live on our YouTube page, which is IPOB Western Cape Media TV. And also, we are live on our Twitter handle, X and formerly Twitter handle, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. In these two platforms, you can sit back and watch us without no interruption, without no disturbances of any kind, without no glitches. We are there. Everything is flowing smoothly. I believe that whichever platform you may choose or may be chosen this evening, you will get the best out of what we're about to present to you, as always, this evening. So I thank you for being part of this program. As always, we are happy, we are joyful, we are appreciative that you are here. It is our wish always that you are around with us each time we come live. So thank you for being part of this program. I bring greetings to you without wasting most of your time from my coordinator, Maazino Sentialia. Maazino Sentialia is the IPOB Western Cape Zone, a provincial coordinator. He is the one overseeing the entire IPOB Western Cape Zone. Maazi Innocent Alia is representing Onyendu, Maazi Nnamdi Kanu, on this part of the world. And he is doing his job judiciously. He is doing his job well, without mistakes. He is a leader that is worthy of emulation. He is resolute, determined, he is decisive, he is resilient, he is truthful, he is a genuine freedom fighter. He has given everything that he could for this noble cause that we all embarked on, has sacrificed everything that he could, his family, his wealth, his time, his security, and all whatnot for the progress of this, our struggle called Biafra. And he is not going to betray this cause, not today, not tomorrow, not forever. So, as you are always aware, there is a parallel IPOB created by those sons of the enemies, those sons of demons, the defunct DOS, who have created a parallel IPOB in Western Cape, going against everything that IPOB represents. They went against IPOB Code of Conduct. They went out of the way to break every law that was set up for us as IPOB by our leader. So, the reason I'm bringing, or I always make it as a duty to remind you of this doom, or rather impending doom, if you are not careful. So you may not, or rather you may know, that there are people who imposed as the angel of light, but the truth remains that are angels of darkness, sons of perdition. They are not into what we are doing. They are not truthful. They are not without sin. They are dented. They are stained. They are not truthful in their in whatever they say they are doing for this noble cause. So if you by any chance come across such individuals, the only way you defeat them is by asking them this simple question: what is your name? If the name sounds different from what I have already told you, that's the name of our coordinator representing the zone. The name of the zonal coordinator of Western Cape is Mazi Innocent Ani Alia. Any other name is a counterfeit, is a thief, a criminal, and a scammer. Run away from such people before they lead you astray. Run away from them. They are not genuine. They are not looking for what you are looking for. Everything that they are looking for is personal. It's not about the collective interest of this struggle. It's not about Biafra. It is about their masters and their personal gains. You cannot handle such people. They are very, very difficult to handle. I bring greetings to you from the Western Cape Executive. Western Cape Executive are men that are working with our coordinator, Mazino Sentialia. These men are the men who have stood closely by our coordinator. They are the reason you see our coordinator doing exploits. They are the reason he is struggling. I mean, he's strong and thriving. So I want you to always know that in this part of the world, the executive of this zone are men of timber and caliber, so strong, resilient, truthful, determined, and resolute. That is who they are. That is what they are. I thank you for listening. And also, I bring this to you from the members, or rather family members of the IPOB Western Cape Zone and the entire IPOB family members all over the world. And I want you to remember that in this struggle, it is forward ever, backward never. That is the fact. Once you stop fighting, everything, all the sacrifices, all the risk, all the efforts, whatever you have put in the past has been nullified completely. So there is no room for going on break or something like that. It is forward ever, backward never. We are here to restore Biafra. We are not asking for something that it does not belong to us. Whatever we are asking for is what belongs to us and what is rightfully ours. Like Mazin Amdekano stated in the video, in the court, the last time he appeared before Binta Nyako, while he was addressing the evil and corrupt judge, he meant to remind her and those who care to listen that fighting for Biafra is his right. So it is with you. It is your right to fight for Biafra. It is my right to fight for Biafra. It is not wrong doing what I'm doing this hour. It is not wrong believing what I believe. As long as I'm not going against the law of the land. What we are doing is written, recognized, signed into Nigerian law, self-determination. I have the right to determine who I want to be my leader. I have the right to determine who I want to associate with. I have the right to determine how I want to be ruled. That is why IPOB said that referendum is the only solution to all these things. Give us a referendum. Let us go out there and vote. If we fail, we come back. If we succeed, we move on. That is all we are asking for. That is the reason I'm here this evening. That is the reason you are where you are this evening watching this program. So you are not doing something that is wrong. That is it. So I welcome you to this program this evening. As you know, I am Mazi Onyebuchi. I am your host, and by the special grace of Chukwu Okike, I am the Parkland coordinator. I am a Biafran believer. I believe in Biafra with all my heart, with all my spirit, with all my soul. I sleep, I dream, I eat, I drink, I sweat Biafra. Everything about me is Biafra. I love Biafra because I believe that Biafra is the only solution to our problems. The reason we are here and there all over the world is because we do not have a place we could call our home. We do not have a place where we are accepted and received. We do not have a place where we are safe, both our lives and that of our family and our properties. This is the reason I looked into it critically, and I decided that the only solution to this is to opt for Biafra. And that is why when I heard the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I heard the voice of a genuine person. I decided to join him to restore Biafra. And I stand on that decision today, tomorrow, forever. As long as it takes, I stand on that decision. That is the best. So, I say to you, Biafrans, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, depend where you are watching from this evening. As you know, we always start this program by doing everything that we know that is right, praising Chukwu Okike, asking for his wisdom and understanding. And we have done all these things. What is left is to kick off directly into this program this evening. So to open this program this evening, I want to start by reminding you the topic of this program this evening. The topic says, exposing those against Biafra freedom and our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the topic we'll be talking about this evening. But notwithstanding, we'll be digressing because onye arasi na ihe na-emekwana ya bụrụ na ya mara ife ya na-eme ọ na ya mara ife ya na kama ọ na-abụ ya na-ekwu ọzọ a na-abanye n'ọnụ at the same time. Maka onye ọ na-eme omume na-eme gịnị na-ebe obube. It is too much. We do not have all the time. If we have the time, like some of us who lives in maybe in Europe or in other part of the world where there is time for, here where we are, there is no much time. You're always on the move. So this little time we have brought out to be here, we try to use it very, very well. If not, we should be coming live every day because there are things happening in our land every day. Talk about the massacring, the dying of our people. Talk about it. Talk about the raping, the insecurity. Talk about injustice. Talk about it. Talk about marginalization. Talk about everything that is happening in our land today as it stands. There is no time to waste. If you want to talk about it, there are a lot of things to talk about. But as we have come this evening, we like to squeeze everything squeezable into this little time we have to spend with you this evening, and we keep the rest for another day. There are a lot of topics that I have, but I have not touched them. I keep jumping them because things keep happening. Every time, new thing, new news, new breaking news, new problem, new trouble, new this, new that. Long as Nigeria is concerned, or Chifo Megeni, Nigeria will Chifo Anu Ozo, Chifo Anu Ozo, Chifo and Nozo. You cannot keep Nigeria. There's no dulling moment with Nigeria. It's about evil. It's about bad news. It's about things that is not. There is nothing to write home about. And we're going to talk about this evening. But as it is, we have to start somewhere. So now this evening, like I have said, the topic says exposing those against Biafra freedom and our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You know, if you do not know by now that the enemies of Biafra, both with those within and those without, they are not hiding anymore. There are those who in the past was part of what we are doing, or rather pretend to be part of what we are doing. There are such people in the past, and they misled a lot of people. A lot of people were misled thinking that they are truthfully, they are part of what we are doing. They spoke in a very sweet tongues. They talk us. They praised our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They called him all manner of, beautiful names like Onyendu, the Messiah of our time, the only sincere, the only true leader of his people, a man not to be played with, not to be joked with. They said all these things. They eulogized him so much. And by doing so, so many people were misled. So many people were deceived. So many people even were willing to die for these people, thinking that they are part of what they are doing, thinking that indeed, truthfully, they are lover of, Biafra and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not knowing that truthfully within them, all they harbor in their hearts for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was nothing but bitterness, envy, and jealousy. The only reason why they associate themselves with Biafran project was to be popular, to be known, to be seen. Some of them use Biafra as a ladder to build their pages. And today, some of them are making money from the platform they built. But one thing that is true is that the extraordinary rendition, kidnap and extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the enemy intended it for evil, but Chukwu Abiyama has turned it to be something that we, in the future, when we look back at it, we will praise Chukwu Okike for allowing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be kidnapped, because a lot were exposed, a lot of chameleons, a lot of those unreal people, fake people, a lot of them were exposed, starting from those in DOS. Those men in DOS were exposed. When I say those men, I mean all of them except but 2 or 3 who came out to condemn these evil men and exonerated themselves, separated themselves from them. The rest, like I will always argue, ndị Igbo si na onye gbara nkịtị na gịnị kwere ekwe. When you refuse to do what? To speak, they will cut your mouth and join. You can't have your mouth and you don't speak when it is necessary for you to speak. Silence is golden, not always. There is a limit to silence. There comes a time when silence is no more golden. if you said you are not part of those in DOS who have betrayed this cause, what stops you from coming out to speak? What makes you are the reason people still think that there is something called DOS today. Because if you had come out to state things the way they actually are, people will understand that, oh, it is now Chinas and Chike Doziem and Tony Zumeka, they are now those in DOS. But people still believe that you are there because you failed to speak, or rather you refused to speak when necessary. So we are counting all of you as part of the problem. You are one of those fake people who surrendered Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And by being fake, you are against Biafra, you are against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The other day, to my shocking discovery, I was not shocked per se. I was not shocked that I did not know that this person is not part of what we are doing. We always know that Chibuze Guatu, aka Ikenga Uruagu, is not a freedom fighter. He's not part of the struggle. He is a Nigerian. He believes in Nigeria. He has come out on several occasions to say that he has future in politics in Nigeria. He believes in Nigeria. He even said that one day he wants to be a governor or rather be whatever he wants to be. So I am not that I am shocked for discovering that what he said about Biafra. He could say anything against Biafra. But I was shocked that he had the courage to speak against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that speaks a lot of volumes. And so, the reason he had the audacity to speak against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the way he did or he is doing today is because he has found out that every other person who is claiming to be with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are not with him. Immediately he found out that those who claim that they are with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he knew that Mazi Kanu had nobody in those people. Immediately Chibuze Guatu found out, he now had the courage to now boldly start speaking against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of over 70 million Biafra all over the world. Chibuze Guatu was not even his banter. He was throwing shade here and there. He called Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a very dirty name. He tried to position another, put Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, create a picture of a worst human being in this world. He had the courage to talk about the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra without fear. Do you know why I said that he has checked it, he has seen that nobody is with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? The reason I came to this conclusion is that Chibuze Guatu stays in South Africa. Chibuze Guatu has an address. If you want to see Chibuze Guatu today, all you need to do is walk straight to his shop where he's selling those women hair. And you see him. He's not someone that you struggle to find. He is reachable at any time. Just go to his shop and you find him. Such person would be very, very careful how he say, what he say, and how he live. Someone who does not have an address is difficult to locate. But someone who has a place where he stays, doing business, if that person is, he must know that he who lives in a glass house does not throw stones. But Chibuze Egwuatu, coming from a man as myopic, as empty, as dormant as he is, he gives no shit about anything. And that was why when he thought that, oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has nobody, every other person I thought I'm afraid of, I thought was with him, none of them is with him. So who am I afraid of? Let me come out and give it to him the way it is in my heart. And then Chibuze Egwuatu had the audacity to come as Nnamdi Kanu, a promiscuous man. He had the audacity to come as Nnamdi Kanu, a murderer of his people. Chibuze Egwuatu was not afraid to speak against the leader of over 17 million people. And not that only that he is the leader of over 70 million people, his people are all over the world. There is no way you go, you will not see people of Biafra. Even in South Africa, even in Johannesburg, where Chibuze Egwuatu reside and do business, Biafrans cluster everywhere. Everywhere. But who is going to speak for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Who is going to question Chibuze Egwuatu? That is the problem. There is nobody who could question him, who could call him to order, who could tell him, listen, you may do every other thing, but this person, this one is a red line. Don't cross it. And to make it even more, more intriguing for me, I went to Chinasa Nworu. I went to his Twitter handle to see if he by any means made mention of the evil things and dirty things that Chibuze Egwuatu said about the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. I see none. I went to Emeka Gift. I see none. I went to, what's his name? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's wife, Uchechi Kanu. I see none. The reason I go to these people's Twitter page or handle or page or whatever it is because they are the people who in the past promoted this man. Remember that at the time, when the so-called DOS were trying to destroy IPOB South Africa, they made Chibuze Egwuatu coordinator of Johannesburg. Let me tell you something. To date, IPOB Johannesburg has never recovered from the division that DOS planted there. In fact, IPOB South Africa have never recovered. The only zone that is still strong, as always, is IPOB Western Cape. That is why I am here. That is why this page you see today is running. That is why our Twitter is the hottest place to be at this point. The engagement in our Twitter handle is so high. Go there, you see it for yourself. Because we are not shaken, we were not touched because of the manner of leader we have and the executive working with him, men of integrity, men of sense, men who has wisdom in them. Aside IPOB Western Cape, the rest of the zones were rocking, they were affected. Today, most of these zones are zero. Nothing is happening there. Go and I am not telling you something that I'm not sure. Go and verify. Most of zones closed down. Those who are still struggling, they are not. They are picking their teeth on the floor. Just because of what DOS had in mind. They wanted money. They wanted to be in charge of money that is coming from IPOB South Africa. Now they went and they tried to do in IPOB Western Cape, but they failed. They went, left the protocols, the principles, and picked Chibuze Guatu and made him a coordinator of Western Johannesburg IPOB. That was the end. Let me show you part of the battle when Chibuze Guatu was trying his possible best to deliver for his masters. When he was trying to deliver, he tries to destroy IPOB. He tried to keep up with the instructions given to him by his masters. Where is this? I don't understand. Hey, just imagine this rubbish. Give me a minute. This thing sometimes how it care with situation. So while they were on it and they were trying to they were trying to take over. So when they met Chibuze Guatu, the IPOB Johannesburg coordinator, the battle for the soul of IPOB Johannesburg kicked in. And Chinas Anworu, Chike Doziem, and Tony Nzurumike, those men were solidly behind the destabilization of IPOB South Africa. They did all their best because of gain, because of what they could gain from it, because of money, you know. So they planted Chibuze Guatu, and Chibuze Guatu came, and this happened. This is part of it. Watch if this if the network will allow us. You see? You see, the network is not. Let me try again. I don't understand. This one is playing. This is not what I want. I just wanted to try something. So why this one is not playing? Okay. Yes. You all remember when this happened? That was in Johannesburg. This man you saw resisting Chibuze Guatu and Ogechukwu Isu and the talks they came with. These were the men that stood against the evil plans of the so-called DOS against IPOB Western Cape. These men sent Chibuzegwa to Ogechukwu Isu and rest of the thugs to go and disrupt IPOB family meeting in Johannesburg. And they actually went. That was when the battle for IPOB Johannesburg so were being fought. It was battle between the good and the evil. Chibuzegwa, posing as angel of light, came as one who was trying to salvage, to deliver, to save IPOB Johannesburg and by extension IPOB South Africa. They came to desecrate the normal family, because in IPOB code of conduct, the worst thing you could do is to disrupt any meeting that is going on, both in IPOB, in IPOB, anytime you went to disrupt IPOB meeting, you have gone against IPOB code of conduct. And DOS, the so-called DOS knew, they knew about it. Those they sent should know better. But you know what? They damn the consequences. And why the only person that you can use to destroy something is someone who does not believe in that thing. Because if you believe in Biafra, if you believe in IPOB, if you believe in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you will not destroy what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has put in place. You will actually be the one to protect it, even if your life will go in with it. But because these men, Chibuzegwa and the rest of them, were not part of what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was doing, they are willing to destroy it. And they try to destroy IPOB. When you see IPOB, when you see what is happening in IPOB, or when you look at IPOB and you think, oh, how IPOB has fallen, how the mighty has fallen. Let me tell you something. The only reason IPOB survived, the only reason those men like you, like me, like the rest of them who are still standing genuinely for this cause, for IPOB, is because IPOB is a genuine organization. It was a project divinely set up by Chukwu Okike to liberate the people of Biafra. No organization, I repeat, no organization will experience what IPOB has experienced and still standing if that organization is not found. These people fought to destroy IPOB from inside. From inside. So it is near impossible for IPOB to stand up to this day. How did IPOB manage? These people took over IP. They are virtually in control of everywhere. They are in control of IPOB, of Radio Biafra. The only place all Biafrans goes to renew them strength, to draw strength, was Radio Biafra. Those men captured it. Do you know, in a queue, when you capture the what's it called, the radio station or the TV station of a nation, your queue has succeeded. Because that is where people will go to listen, to know what is happening, what is happening. They will hear the voice of the queue plotters. That means that the coup plotters have succeeded. That is why they have taken over the center of where messages are being distributed. Those who took over Radio Biafra, from there they were decimating, they were destroying, they were doing a lot of things. If they want you dead, all they need to do, if you are in Biafran land, is to mention your name on Radio Biafra. The next 2-3 days, you are a goner. At the end of the day, everybody ran away. Those in diaspora, they tried to make you an outcast. That if you question DOS, you automatically becomes an outcast. So many people refused to speak those days. Why it was raging in South Africa, let me tell you something. When you said you give birth to a male child, let it be complete male child. Why this thing we're raging in IPOB? Why we were fighting for the soul of IPOB South Africa, dragging it between the good and the evil. Someone from KwaZulu-Natal. KwaZulu-Natal is a province in South Africa. Because then it was only IPOB Western Cape was standing and tearing down, destroying, and pushing forward. The rest were hiding. The rest were not convinced. They were saying, okay, at the end of the day, DOS we migrate. So they were not strong. They were not convinced. You know, there is when you are convinced about something, you give your all to it. So because IPOB Western Cape, we were convinced. One of the reasons we were so convinced was because the IPOB SADC finance head is from here, and they started attacking her. That is the wife of Mazi Innocent earlier. So they started attacking her, intimidate her, forcing her to do something that is beyond her. And the woman, at a point, she capitulated. She wanted to please them. But the fact remains that it is near impossible for her to do that thing they want her to do. Because a lot of water has gone down the bridge. It's not something so she started doing things, but it's not working. That was when we intervened and gave her the voice that she needed. We gave her the courage that she were yearning for. We told her, no, you have people that will speak for you. We are not going to support this injustice. We're not going to support this evil. We're not going to allow it to happen to you. While all these things were going, all the satellites were turned and was facing IPOB Western Cape. While we were battling this, one comrade always said to them, I don't remember that comrade. I don't know if Mazi Innocent earlier is watching this program. Maybe he will remember that comrade. That comrade will say, Ruona Western Cape, that will be your end. Please, Mazi Innocent earlier, in a watch program, remember the name of that guy, that comrade. Please write it for me here. He said to them, I told you, I warned you people, this thing you are doing, if you take it to IPOB Western Cape, that will be the end, because men in IPOB Western Cape, they are not men, they are not pushovers. You can't push them around. And that was exactly how it worked out. We told them, we made sure that we stampede everything that they thrown at us. We made sure that we destroy their movement. We made sure that we rubbish them completely. IPOB Western Cape single-handedly aborted the plans of the so-called evil DOS in South Africa IPOB. We made sure that Ogechukwu Isu lost every relevance in him and his executive. We so rubbish them that they became they were thrown into confusion. So, when you are doing something, first thing is you make sure that what you are about to engage is the right thing. And it's something you have passion. You need passion. The reason I'm here is because of the passion for this job. I'm not here because I am educated more than every other person in IPOB Western Cape. I'm not here because I am the wisest of them all. I'm not here because I am the boldest of them all, or etc., etc. No, that is not. The reason is because the passion was burning while these things were going on. When the need for a platform, because we needed the world to hear, we needed the IPOB worldwide to hear our story. We needed them to know that, oh, everything you hear on Radio Biafra about us were all lies and propaganda. It was a setup. That was when we set up this platform today. And the IPOB Western Cape Media TV has become a household name as long as IPOB, this struggle is concerned. If you are mentioning people who are doing the job for this restoration, and you have not mentioned this platform, or you have not mentioned IPOB Western Cape Media TV, then you are a liar, you are an enemy, you are a hater of us, of good things. Because we are paying our dues. You know how much it costs to be on air? You know how much? You know how much it costs to have a blue tick on Twitter? It costs money. To be in media costs a lot of money. It's not something you will do. And we are not getting nothing. We are not making money, no incentive from anybody. So, if you do not believe, if you are not convinced, you will not be here. The reason I'm here is because I believe, I am convinced that this is the right thing to do. And this is the time for me to do it. I may not be able to continue tomorrow. I may not be able to be here tomorrow. But now, today that I am here, I make sure I give my all. That is what I meant. So, Chibuze Gwatu coming against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in public, speaking, calling him promiscuous man. That was the height of it. No other person has mustered that courage except Chibuze Gwatu and the one that is in jail today, Chukwuma, that is Ijele Speak. These are the two people who have placed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in that category of promiscuous person. Chibuze Gwatu had the audacity to speak against the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, and no member of the so-called DOS who has parleyed with him in the past came or spoke or wrote or counter him. They all kept silent. And like they said, when you are being accused and you remain silent, or rather you kept silent, that means you are agreeing that this thing, excuse me, this said against you is true. I have tried to call, I have tagged these men, all of them. I have tagged them to what's it called? To Chibuze Guatu, his write-ups, to all these men. None of them, they all pretended not to be seeing it. But the truth remains that they sees it. And another thing is this. I am convinced that from beginning, what Chibuze Guatu was doing was being sanctioned by this man. This man they call DOS. That is truth. Remember, Chibuze Guatu came into IPOB through, you know, I have said something similar before. The time he started coming into the media was when Ijele Speak was still in what's it called? In Turkey. One day, the battle for when he was, you know, talking about Mazen the Khan, defamating Mazen the Khan's character and all that stuff, saying a lot of things. That was when Chibuze Guatu came. He used that as a platform to come into media. And when he came, people like Ikechukwu Onoha were appearing in his program. He was appearing in his program then, trying to make sure that Biafrans recognize that man, Chibuze Guatu. So what am I saying? I'm trying to say that Chibuze Guatu came in a subtle way, in a subtle manner, into IPOB. Chibuze Guatu did not come to IPOB because he heard the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That was not the reason. The reason he came to IPOB was because he saw an opportunity to be seen, to be known, to be recognized. So he saw it as an opportunity. Now, as a cunning and a clever person he is, he capitalized on that that event of the moment, which was Tukuma, that is Ijele Speak, attacking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Chibuze Guatu returning the favor, attacking Ijele Speak. And because everybody was occupied then, making sure that Biafra is progressing, few people had time to reply Ijele Speak, but Chibuze Guatu was always on him. So people were seeing, oh, he's doing the job. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at the stage had to mention him on Radio Biafra. For you to understand that these men, they planned it very well. It took him a lot. That's why when I blame people, I still cut some cake. It is not easy when you think someone is with you and suddenly, shockingly, you find out that, oh, this person is against you. It takes decisiveness. It takes courage. It takes determination for you to make an instant decision and leave that person. Some people will still believe, oh, maybe it was a mistake. Let me give him another chance, like Biafra has done with Chibuze Guatu. But my anger is that you have done it enough. You that is still following, going to Chibuze Guatu's program, platform, to hail him, to tell him, oh, you are the most foolish person in this world. If you at this juncture, you are not convinced that this man, Chibuze Guatu, is an enemy. He blamed Nnamdi Kanu for every evil going on in Biafra land today. It's no more Simon Ekpa. That one is a story for another day. It's now Nnamdi Kanu that Chibuze Guatu called. He looked at Nnamdi Kanu and said that Nnamdi Kanu is the cause of the death of Biafrans. That how could you be saying you are working for people and at the same time you are buying the same people? He believed that Nnamdi Kanu deserved to be where he is today. But remember that a few months, years ago, he was in the forefront campaigning for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. These are men without honor, without dignity, without integrity. These men, when you dealing with them, is the worst thing you can do. Men who speak with both sides of their mouth, they are not meant to be trusted. Trust them on your own peril. Trust them, and they must show you who they are. Chibuze Guatu was in the forefront of campaigning for the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu. Ask Chibuze Guatu, what have changed? What is that crime that Nnamdi Kanu committed while he was inside that made you to decide now, oh, you were doing the wrong thing before by supporting Nnamdi Kanu? I still ask this question. Why have they, the so-called DOS, the men on Radio Biafra, why are you quiet? Why are you not condemning what Chibuze Guatu is saying against Nnamdi Kanu? He's writing it. Or is Chibuze Guatu a nobody again? Is Chibuze Guatu now a nobody? Because I am very sure that if it was Simon Ekpa who said it, it will be all over. It will, in fact, by now, you people would have declared war against the Ebony people. But what are you people protecting? Why is Nnamdi Kanu's wife quiet? She was singing praises with Ikenga's name. He was say a lot of sweet things about him. Today, the same Nnamdi Kanu's wife, I am asking, why have you not apologized to Biafra and condemned Chibuze Guatu for saying that your husband is a promiscuous man? Or do you agree with Chibuze Guatu? Because it is only when you agreed with Chibuze Guatu that you will not condemn what he is saying that is wrong. The reason I am condemning him, the reason I have declared social media war against that man is because I said you can say anything against the struggle. If you are a Biafran, you can say anything you wish. But when you go against Nnamdi Kanu and start saying things, calling him names, I will not look idly by. I must reply you. I must counter you. I must place you where you're supposed to be. But why is this man, Chibuze Guatu, supporters in the past, those men who parleyed with him I'm talking about Emeka Gift. I'm talking about Chinas Anworu, Mazin Kano's wife, and the rest of them. Patrick Ikem is there. Patrick Ikem has never used his platform, the radio, the TV he's managing for the DOS. He has not used it to condemn Chibuze Buatu. But all of them will go after my Simon Eba, talking against him. They have pushed my Simon Eba in the past, push him, so that my Simon Eba could utter one word against Mazin Amdekan. That never happened. They never heard it till death. Chinas Anworu, the question I am asking you this evening, I saw it on the social media that you'll be coming live. I don't know when, but whenever you come live, Biafrans will be waiting. Biafra will be listening to hear your reply against Chibuze Buatu. I know you are against IPOB. I know you are against Mazin Amdekan. But as long as you still parade yourself as a member of IPOB, as long as you parade yourself as a member of the DOS, coming on Radio Biafra every now and then to deceive people, I will always call you out. Now, talking about this IPOB Nigeria, you know, we have talked about IPOB Nigeria, and we have come here to say that Mazin Amdekan founded a freedom movement. What's it called? Not a pressure group. Mazin Amdekan and the true IPOB, in the true sense of it, we have lost every hope with Nigeria. In fact, IPOB, the true IPOB, does not believe in anything that has to do with Nigeria. In fact, if Nigeria wish, they could become the best countries in the world, we will still ask for Biafra restoration. We will still ask to go apart. That is the decision we reached with ourselves. Because I keep saying it, so many people has given their lives for this struggle. A lot of people. In fact, it was said that in the past, some of them, while dying, they made one request to those comrades around: get me Biafra. You see? Get me Biafra was their last wish. They were dying because of Biafra, not because of Nigeria. So it is try, or rather for you to turn IPOB from freedom fighting movement to a pressure group. It is total evil for anyone to do so. The land of Biafra will never forgive you. The people of Biafra will never forgive you. As long as you remove IPOB from that original plans and trying to position it to a place it does not have any business with. IPOB does not have business with anything that has to do with Nigeria. IPOB does not care what Nigerian government is doing. It is not our business. And that is why we do not interject when it is not freedom related. If it is about things that has to do with our freedom, then we talk about it. But if it is about running the government of Nigeria, the way they decide, whatever they borrow money there, they do this one there, they share money there, it is not our business how they decided this evening. And this news broke on the 9th of March. That was yesterday. So, this news was published by Sahara reporters. Yes, by Sahara reporters. Let me read. Now, IPOB consequences if 250 billion Southeast Development Commission fund is misappropriated. Now, if you remember, Tinubu and his government decided to establish what they called Southeast Development Commission Fund. And to me, it is good. If I believe in Nigeria, if I believe that Biafra will not be coming very soon, I believe in it. But if I believe that Biafra is imminent, then being a man, if I am in the forefront, in the leadership, top leadership position in IPOB, where I know at least something that pertains to the struggle, I would know what to say when it comes to when Biafra is coming, if it is ever going to come. Now, I will read this news for us. Now it says that IPOB emphasized that the region is in dire need of critical infrastructure, including road rehabilitation, improved health care facilities, electricity generation projects, free trade zones, industrial parks, and human capital investment. Remember, everything you see them listed here is what we will experience when we have Biafra as a nation. All these things are packages which is included in Biafra. This is what Biafra is all about. These are part of the reason we are asking that Biafra should be restored. Because the truth is, none of these things could be found in our territory. As long as government is concerned, if you could even find one, it is owned, built and owned by individuals. So these are part of the reason we are looking for Biafra restoration. So I will continue. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has issued a stern warning to key political figures overseeing the newly created Southeast Development Commission, cautioning against the mismanagement or embezzlement of the 250 billion allocated for regional development. You know, the reason I am about these people they called IPOB Nigeria is I don't know if they are doing all these things out of ignorance or they are doing it just to deceive people. They already know before now, or rather, that this money is going straight into the pockets of some politicians. Just like Niger Delta Development Commission, the money were going to the public, to the pockets of those corrupt individuals. These men who are writing this memo knew that Nigeria politicians and Nigeria herself are irredeemable. Nigerian politicians and corruption are like 5 and 6. They could not do without staying closer to each other. They knew perfectly that this money is not going to affect any life in Southeast. They knew that this money, before it is, released already, they have shared it. But here they are, after knowing the truth, coming to release a press statement to deceive unsuspected Biafrans. Do you have a politicians? Those men you refer to as your politicians, did you vote them? Did you vote them? Did you appoint them? So why do you think you can tell them how to do their jobs? They are not there for you. They are never going to be there for you. I want to tell these men, this Chinas and Woru group, Imapowafu, and the rest of them, I want to tell them one thing, that you see this nonsense they do every time they want to bring Nigeria-related matter to the struggle, they should stop it. They should stop it. This Southeast whatever does not have anything to do with what we are looking for. We are looking for Biafra. We have a lot to talk about Biafra. This for me is total distraction. If you have become officially a pressure group, why can't you go and join Ohaneze and the rest of them? What are you doing, still doing in IPOB? That is wrong. But I will continue to read. The statement released by Comrade Emma Powerful, IPOB's Media and Publicity Secretary, calls for full accountability in the administration of the funds. According to IPOB Nigeria, the funds must be used for the genuine development of the Southeast and not to be siphoned off by politicians. This man writing knew that there is nothing beneficial to the Southeast that Nigerian government will engage in. It is not possible. The other day, in this current, what is it called? This current, what is that again? Budget. This current 2025 budget, Southeast, were blanked. They don't have any plan for the Southeast in 2025 budget. In the past, Nigerian government went to borrow money. Remember that all this money they are borrowing and their budget is, the budget will be funded through the proceed of crude oil coming from Biafra land. Also remember that the money, all the money that they kept borrowing and continue to borrow, it is expected to be paid through the proceed of crude oil from Biafra land. Nigeria have, what is it called? Rail line project that is going on all over Nigeria, excluding Southeast from it. So this man, this stubborn TK and the group of them should know that anything that will favor the Southeast, Nigeria will never do it. The only reason they made this thing is that the money already, they have shared the money. But on paper, the money is coming to Southeast. But you will never see the effect of this money in the lives of the Southeasterners. It's not possible. Nigeria can never do anything that will benefit the Southeast in any form or shape. This man knew. But the question is, why are they coming here to talk about accountability? Has there been accountability in the Nigerian as a country contraption? Has never been. And it will not start from the Southeast. If they want to talk about accountability, what about the governors that has always come and go? Why don't they go and ask them for accountability? It is now because you want to distract some people. Let it seem as if, we are working, we are still here, we are still relevant. Let us speak so people will think we understand, we are doing anything. You are doing nothing. Everybody knew that IPOB and DOS, Nigeria, pressure group, are not doing anything. That is the pure truth. I know that I'm having a very bad network issue. Please bear with me. It is not from anywhere, it is from here. The worst Wi-Fi is what I'm using presently. I keep telling you, and I will be doing something about it soon. But please bear with us. Let me continue reading. The SEDC is chaired by Dr. Emeka Wong and supervised by Senator Orji Uzo Kalu, the former governor of Abia State and current committee chairman overseeing the commission. Look at the kind of people that, look at Orji Uzo Kalu for people. Who doesn't know that Orji Uzo Kalu is a thief? Who doesn't know you cannot trust Orji Uzo Kalu? Orji Uzo Kalu is one of the worst governors of Abia State. Orji Uzo Kalu did not give you accountability while he was the governor of Abia State. Orji Uzo Kalu does not engage on anything that will not favor him, anything that will not favor Fulanis, anything that will not, is not about Ndi. He doesn't care about Ndi. Orji Uzo Kalu does not care about you. But look at him. He's the one cheering and overseeing the commission. And you are still coming here to write junk. Let me continue reading. The statement read, the attention of the noble family and movement of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Can you imagine? I don't understand. The attention of the noble family and movement of the IPOB, of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, worldwide, has been drawn to the purported sum of 250 billion naira appropriated for the newly created Southeast Development Commission, SEDC, under the chairmanship of Dr. Emeka Wong and supervised by the former governor of Abia State, Orji Uzo Kalu, who is the Senate committee chairman of the commission. If this information is true, we wish to warn Senator Orji Uzo Kalu and those handling this money to ensure that the money is not shared among individuals, but be utilized in the development of our Igbo. The money is meant to initiate and complete developmental programs and projects in the region. IPOB emphasized that the region is in dire need of critical infrastructure, including road rehabilitation, improved healthcare facilities, electricity generations projects, free trade zones, industrial park, and human capital investment. The Commission must also focus on building functional seaports and international airports, although we understand that the allocated funds may not be sufficient to complete such projects in 1 year. The yearly accrued money must be used judiciously, it said. The pro-Biafra group also warned against wasteful spending on unnecessary seminars, foreign trips, and conferences, while the Southeast continues to struggle with underdevelopment. It said, we are aware that the money won't build an airport or seaport, but it is a yearly accrued fund. Therefore, they must utilize the money wisely. investing in human capital, such as supporting youth with technical and creative skills to develop their natural potentials, is also crucial. The Igbos are naturally endowed with ingenuity and creativity. All they require is a safe environment and government support to reach their potential and therefore reach their goal. There are many projects that the SEDC can engage in that will benefit the people of the South. We do not want to hear that the Abuja politicians have looted the money and shared it among themselves by organizing frivolous seminars and conferences or going abroad for unnecessary meetings. IPOB also stressed that the allocated fund must be evenly distributed across all states and communities within the Southeast, ensuring equity, fairness in project execution. This is not a time for politicians to loot the common treasury without anyone asking them questions. It said, IPOB is here to monitor and expose every activity and call out those against the people of the Southeast region. The purported appropriated funds, if true, are for the people of the Southeast region, not for a particular state, local government, area, or community. All the intervention programs that SEDC may wish to embark on must go around to all the states and communities in Alibo. The pro-Biafran group further declared that the successes or failures of this SEDC would be attributed to its key actors, including Senator Ojus Okalu, House of Representatives, Deputy Speaker Dr. Benjamin Kalu, and SEDC Chairman Dr. Emeka Nwok. IPOB warned that if the funds were misappropriated, those involved would face consequences. That is it. That is their what's it called? Their press release. As always, they like to put their mouth where it does not fit in. Tell me what concerns IPOB with SEDC fund. If Nigeria were to be a good place, why would we be here talking about Biafra today? All these things they mentioned, which of the region in the entire Federation of Nigeria has them? These people knew that they are deceiving themselves. If you are expecting that to come from Nigeria, if you are expecting to get, or rather gain all these benefits we just mentioned here from Nigerian states, why are you now agitating for Biafra? Then Nigeria is a good place. Nigeria should be a better place. It should be the best options for us. Which of the region could boast of these things that Chinas and Woru and Mapawafu wrote in this, what's it called? In this press statement, if they are not deceiving themselves? If they want share of the money, they should go secretly and request for their own share. They shouldn't come here to try to deceive Biafrans. If you want the share of SEDC money, fund, Chinasa Nwore, a more powerful, go put call through to your fellow politicians. I'm sure they will give you your own court and stop disturbing us with rubbish. We are freedom personified. The only thing that matters to us is freedom, the Project Biafra. Project Biafra. That is all that matters to us. We have hoped in Nigeria. We have followed Nigeria. We have believed in Nigeria. But today, it is no more the same. We moved on. We went out. That is why I'm here. That is why you are here. So the other day, that was a news break, and in that news break, it's about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and we're so happy. At least we knew that this thing is dealing with me. Gosh, this Wi-Fi, oh God, is dealing with me. I could not do nothing. Oh man. It's not working. And I think I should end this program here. Because this is not working. This is nonsense. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. It's stuck. Ah, chai. What a mess. Okay. Anyways, this I had a very bad network. It's quite unfortunate that I'm using this Wi-Fi. I don't know what got me into this, but one day I'm gonna do something about it. It has actually interrupted everything that I was doing. Let me say this before I end the program, because this network has just interrupted everything I was doing. I could not continue. But the last time we heard on the news that our leader has been signed, that the Nigerian government, Nigerian whatever they are called, they have assigned a new judge to our leader. But we have not heard or known who the new judge will be. But we know that at the moment, very soon, we will be hearing who the person is. And we know that whoever the person may be, he's going to be better, or she is going to be better than Binta Nyako. At least the person has seen before he accepted to handle this case. He already seen the complicity, how complex this case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. I believe that everybody in the zoo have heard, know at least to an extent, the kind of case that we are talking about. It's not for a chicken-hearted judge. It's for those who have integrity, for those who have respect. It's for those who understand what law is all about. The interpretation of the law, they have to know and understand it. And also those who are not corrupt, who does not have any personal vendetta. The point that Binta Nyako had something to gain if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is convicted. But what is left for her is to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. She wanted to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but she doesn't know how. So every other judge that may be coming to take over this case should first thing first, either you restore the revoked bail of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or you give him a bail, or better still, discharge this case and acquit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, just like appeal court has done. But if you think the best thing to do is for you to go on with this trial, we are not saying that the trial should not go on if you so wish. But what we are saying is, first thing first, now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has to be released, whether on bail or whichever way. But because that is the right thing to do. You have to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu first. That is what got Binta Nyako into trouble, because she refused to follow the rulings of the appeal court. I mean, of the Supreme Court. You don't do that. So I am telling, or rather appealing to this new judge that is coming to take over this case from Binta Nyako. Let the right thing be done. First thing first. If you are not strong enough, if you do not have the boss, if your integrity is not important to you, please, it's too early. Resign from this case. Resign. First, I want you to remember, or rather to know, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya. He was not arrested. He did not go through, what's it called? He did not go through process of bringing a fugitive, if you may use that word, back, extradition. Nigeria did not follow the extradition process in this issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Immediately they kidnapped him. They took him to a very private place where they tortured him for a few days and extraordinarily renditioned him back to Nigeria. So I want this incoming judge, whoever you are, I want you to have all these things in mind, in memory, so that you know where to start, so that you know whether you will make a headway in this case. I see no headway. I see no need for all these things. It's just a waste of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's time and waste of resources. That is what it is. There is no way this case could progress without first solving the issue of how he was brought back to Nigeria. So the incoming judge, let me give you this as a tip of what you are coming to face, in case you don't know. Because as in Ojosa Abapuro Amoran Ogobuon, let's listen to this man. Why can't you play this video? Are you stupid?
The case of Nnamdi Kanu is no more within the Nigerian judicial system. Any business again with the Nigerian court. The case of Nnamdi Kanu is no more within the Nigerian judicial system. Nnamdi Kanu don't have any business again with the Nigerian court. The case is now political. It is now Tinubu that it falls, it behoves on to release Nnamdi Kanu, not any court in Nigeria. The court has gone through and did not see anything on him. Understand? It's just like a Pontius and Pilate, who said, I didn't see any offense committed by Jesus. I have washed my hands. That's literally what the Nigerian court has done. So the person that is holding Nnamdi Kanu now is not the Nigerian court, but the president. And the president has that right, understand me, to release him. He has that right to release him, just like he did for those children that were charged for terrorism after the end bad governance stuff. He has that constitutional right to do it. And I am asking that he should release Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. Unconditionally. Some people are saying pardon Nnamdi Kanu. You pardon somebody who committed offense. Understand me? Nnamdi Kanu did not commit any offense. If he had committed any offense, they would have jailed him. If Nnamdi Kanu had committed any offense, Buhari government would have jailed the.
You heard him. And everything you heard him said has been said in the past by different individuals. People have come, the problem is that Nigeria is shameless. They are shameless. Nigeria is a country without shame. This issue of Nnamdi Kanu has brought a lot of shame to Nigeria. This issue of Nnamdi Kanu has brought a lot of shame to Nigeria. But do you know one thing? You cannot shame. Or rather, you cannot shame the shameless. Nigeria has been proven to become a shameless country. Both the government, both the citizens, they are all shameless. They are not. They don't care. They are shameless. If it is a sane country, if it's a country where people still, have something for themselves called respect, they would have released Nnamdi Kanu long time ago. Who have not come out to call for Nnamdi Kanu release in Nigeria? Put those in government. Put those in current government, those in previous government, those in corporate world, those in business world, those people, who have not. You heard him. If you do not pardon somebody, you do not pardon someone who did nothing. If Nnamdi Kanu has done anything, Buhari, who kidnapped him, wouldn't have inherited him for Tinubu. He would have made sure that he hurriedly convict Nnamdi Kanu. But for the fact that Nnamdi Kanu did not commit anything, Buhari couldn't convict him. He only inherited him for this man, Tinubu, today. And let me tell you another thing I believe. The case of Nnamdi, that's why I'm talking to this current judge that has taken over this case. Let me tell you something. I know you might think that you can do something. Well, you may have good intention. You may want to discharge justice But the fact is, would you be allowed by the powers that be, by the cabals, would they allow you to do the right thing? The answer is, I don't think so. So I would expect that you add your voice to tell Nigerian government in your meeting places that this case is political. Let them make the pronouncement. Let them free him. Let them free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can't do nothing. There's nothing you can do with him. It is beyond you. You can't do nothing. Release this man. Stop wasting the time, the emotions, the funds that you could use for something better. If there is anything as such in Nigerian country called Nigeria, if there is any other thing better than, corruption and siphonment of money, they can go on and start siphoning those money instead of throwing it up and down every time. So we, Biafrans, we are looking forward to seeing who is this new judge. And I pray that this will be the last judge that will handle the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That thing should be done. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. That is the only solution. That is the only thing that matters. Free him now. No need of wasting time trying to do some abracadabra, trying to do whatever. You are deceiving yourselves. We know. You go nowhere. He did not commit no crime. Rather, crime was committed against him. That is why he is as bold as a lion. That is why he is not afraid to speak. That is why he is saying, nobody should beg from me to be pardoned because I committed no crime. Our prayers is that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be freed and that his health will not fail him, that he will come out from this lion's den with his life, with his body, spirit, and soul intact. We also hope that as he is coming out, Biafra referendum is coming with him. But if Nigeria does not want referendum, they could give us outright freedom. These are the things we hope for. And we believe that by the help of Chukwu Okike Abiama, who have called Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it will be done. Biafrans, this is all I have for you this evening. And I thank you for being part of this program, even when the network was fighting to destroy this program. We are here at the end of it. I thank you for being part of this program, and as I am praying for every one of us, I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will preserve you, preserve every lover of freedom, both those here and those who are not. Pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will keep those true Biafrans who love Biafra, who wishes to see Biafra. Pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will keep each and every one of us alive so that we'll see Biafra, because that is the best, that will be the best thing that will happen to our lives. To be alive, to see Biafra. And for those who have paid the ultimate price, our ancestors will receive them and give them their deserved places. And those saboteurs, there is time for you to repent. But if you are being marked for destruction, I wish you what you have wished yourself. Let those who have ear hear that Biafra is the solution, not Nigeria. Nigeria has failed us. I didn't have enough time. Maybe I'll be coming back in a few days. If I have time, I'll be here again in a few days' time. I pray that then the network will allow us to do one or two things. I will be bringing to you our mothers in Enugu State, Amufu, something like that. You saw it. So many gory videos coming from that part of the world. It is unfortunate. And that is why I ask, Chinasa Nworo, where is your ESN? Chinasa Nworo, where is your ESN? Our people are being raped, killed. Our people could not go to farm anymore. Something that has never happened for a very long time. Why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was here? Why Mazi Simon Ekpa was here? Chinasa Nworo, you boasted. You brought out pictures of people, men, you called ESN. Where are they? Why has Fulani taken over our land? Why have they taken over our bushes again? Why are Fulanis on rampage in the land of the holy Biafra land? Why? When you promised Biafrans that you have ESN, what are the job of the ESN if they could not keep Fulanis on their toes? Fulanis has landed on their two legs, standing gidigam, tormenting, killing, pillaging, raping, and all whatnot in Biafra land. We should stop deceiving ourselves. No ESN anywhere. Did you hear me? There is no ESN anywhere. What you see is purely propaganda. No ESN anywhere. If you know where they are, point it out. Who is going to fund that ESN? Who is funding them? Do you use stick to chase Fulani who has AK-47? Who is funding that ESN? Who is funding it? Do you think it is easy to fund this? Me, you and I knows that ESN does not have fund anymore. Therefore, they collapsed completely. So stop deceiving people. The ones that would have been doing something, better, at least the group of Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Biafra Liberation Army, who could have been doing something, they chose to be fighting war within themselves, like caught people. When I look at all these things, I think if you look at it, at a point you may say, oh, there is no hope for us. No hope for us. The people who we were thinking that, oh, Chukwuoke has answered us and gave us people to carry on the legacy we did not know that these people will be in fact they are the worst of them all. See these people that call themselves, both the ones who call themselves the Biafra Republic Government in exile and the ones that call themselves United States of Biafra. These are foolish. They are the worst of them all. Worst. Shameless. Don't say they did not know what they're doing. They understood perfectly what they are doing. I do not side any one of them. They are foolish. A disappointment. Like I would say, when Mazen Akano will come out, he will look at IPOB and those he left IPOB into their hands. And he will look at them eyeball to eyeball and say to them, you idiots, saboteurs, get out of my presence. And the same thing applicable to Smart Simon Ekpa. When he shall come out and look at the Biafra movement that he was leading almost perfectly. He was almost perfectly leading the struggle to total freedom with these people. He thought he has people. He did not know that what he has were idiots. I am saying it with all boldness. And if you think I'm not saying the right thing, prove me wrong. Let them prove me wrong. That they are not idiots. They are not stupid. What are they fighting for? When you open your social media, mostly Twitter, you can't see nothing. If it is not group Biafra Liberation, Biafra Government in exile, hitting on United States of Biafra. It is Biafra, United States of Biafra hitting on Biafra Republic Government and exile. If it is not, it is Biafra Liberation Army coming online to hit on. It is a disaster. I'm so ashamed, so disappointed with these people. What are you fighting for? Who will be the leader? Is that a problem? How much are you being paid for being that leader? Why can't you allow the other person, one of you, to lead while you follow? Be a responsible follower. We all are heading to one direction. Your honor is my honor. My honor is your honor. I am because you are, and you are because I am. What are you people dragging for? Adults like you. All of you lives in Western world. One would have expected you to do better. But instead, that demons that followed you from Nigeria refused to leave you. That is why you think everything in life is about Igbo. That is why you think that country where you live, is that how things are being run there? Eh? What is the purpose of being a leader? A good leader, instead of his insistence, his persistency to destroy the country or the nation, he will step out. When will we learn when to resign? How to resign when we are more destructive than solution? When we will be that mature, civilized, to say at this juncture, I am resigning for this because of this. You think you've been there, made any difference? We are all fighting for freedom. We are not even a country yet. We are still fighting for freedom. The glory is for us all to share, not for you alone, because you are a figure. Being a figure is okay, but instead of you to be a figure or to try to be a figure and destroy what you are doing, is it not better for you to step aside so that what we do continue? When we got our freedom, independence, you can come back and fight for every position you want through the vote, through democratic means. You'll be voted by the people and you take over. Why do you have to destroy everything that we are doing today because you want to be a leader? In fact, you are a fool. I forgot that I've come to the end. We have come to the end of the program. You know, these people, they are so annoying, and I wish you bear with me. That I digress. I'm so sorry. That is supposed to be a program for another day. So next program, if nothing new happened, that is more. We're talking about the predicament of our people in Biafra land, most especially our people in Eyamufu. And I have heard in the past bad stories about the treatment, how the Yamufu people treated our men when they came to help, to save them from the hand of these Fulani people. I heard a lot of negative things about them. But that notwithstanding, we will never leave our people to go through that which these Fulanis brought. Fulani can never deal by our people and go scot-free. Never. I know in Nigeria, the other time they jailed someone for trying to defend himself. Someone came to attack you in the name of he's a Fulani, and you overpowered him and ended him. Now the government arrested you. Instead of charging you, in fact, in your community, in your domain, these same people has been committing lots of ethnic cleansing. They go about buying people, buying farmers, and all that stuff in the same community and you are seeing all these things. You know how those who were buying, you know how they died, you know what buy them, you know who buy them, you know they were defenseless. They could not defend themselves. Hence, their attackers ended them. And the same attackers who buy those people, government did not touch them. It gets your own turn. You luckily for you, you overpowered him and buy him instead. When the government came, all the government could do was to arrest you, put you in prison. After 10 years in prison, the government convicted you for murder. Degree, one murder. and sentence you on death to die by either hanging or firing squad, whichever way, for trying to defend yourself. That is the atrocity. That is the impunity. That is Nigeria that some people think they could salvage. A country where some people have the right, the certificate to buy other people, but nobody had to buy them back. Nobody has the power to retaliate. But when they buy you, it is their right to buy you. But when you try to defend yourself and in the process you buy them, you become a murderer. That is the Nigeria that some people like Chibuze Guatu want us to remain part of. That is Nigeria we will never be part of. That is Nigeria we rejected, just like our fathers rejected it. That is the Nigeria that does not deserve to be a country. I thank you for being part of this program. Continue to strengthen you, support you, and be with you. That being said, from me, from here, it is good night.
Ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ. Nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ, wee na-ata ikikere eze. Nwaanyị kunye ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ, Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala ihe niile n'iyi. Okwu ebepụ ya isi. Anyị bụ ka anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo. Ihe ọbụla anyị mara aka n'ime ha sị na ka ha gaa n'ihu. Elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri agha nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ. Anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị. Anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm juru ebe niile. Ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ. Anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka akpọchie. Anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka agbagbuo anyị. Onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi wee hụ ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị. Akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke. Akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza. Akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu. Akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke. Akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom. Akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizoba. Nna nke dị nsọ, onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro bi na anyị bụ ụmụ gị. Bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị. Bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ọjọọ ihe. Bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ. Bịa ka iwe tituo ozu. Ọ bụ ọkọwa mgbe emilere Goliath. Chineke nna nke igwe ruo ememiri Fero. Sikwa otu a mee ka Fero gbagụzọ n'ihu ụmụ ndị IPOB ka o wee taa akọkọ ikuni ụtọ ọzọ. Ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume. Ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ. Ọ bụ bụ nwa bụ ekekere n'igwe n'ụwa, onye ọbụla kere gị nweghị mmalite nweghị ọgwụgwụ. Kama anyị onwe anyị bụ anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie. Kama marakwa na okwu gị na-anọgide bụ ego mgbe ebighị ebi. Ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi. Anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ, bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na abụghị n'ọnwụ. Bịa ka iwe mee ka ebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe. Bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị. Bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site